I've had quite a few friends, colleagues, my boys reach out, ask the question, what happened? I haven't been getting the blog lately. Haven't heard from you. I've been silent, but not subdued. My thoughts, they're all over the place. So I've been trying to make sure that when I do sit down to do this, that it's not just a bunch of verbs and adjectives and nouns because they sound well. As Cheech and Chong would say, things are tough all over. Currently, we are in a global pandemic. However, as a black race, myself and others have been in turmoil for hundreds of years, socially, economically, politically, freedom-wise, at a disadvantage. Current events only emphasize this. Now here's the thing. Those of us that would act surprised or act as if these are one-off events or abnormalities of society should either be ignored or questioned deeply, because this is and has been the living black in America reality since day one. The only difference is technology has put it on Main Street, and now the world is watching, paying attention, because these recent events you cannot ignore. You can't hide behind the angles of the camera. You can't change the narrative because of threats and misconstrued words and statements. It's right there. 8 minutes of it, 12 minutes of it, 4 minutes of it, 2 minutes of it, however long you watched the video, and if you were there in person, however long you could stomach the reality TV in your face live version of murder with a badge. It's sad. I'm not going to sit here and say that all police are bad, because they're not. I know too many of them. I'm related to too many of them. I see them. I interact with them. So we can't say it's all of them. But there is a systemic problem, and there are real solutions that could be implemented. And they're all over the place right now, so I'm not going to sit here and list out resolutions that need to be implemented. We've heard them, we've seen them, and they keep coming back every day, and hopefully will not only be listened to, but implemented. And if you as a black, brown, white, red, blue, green person do not get out and vote in your local as well as national polls, then please don't ever step to me with a conversation about elections, voting rights, or anything else, because you have no right to have that conversation. The reality of it is this. You, myself, the police, the politicians, others are either implicit, complicit, or explicit with this situation and others before it and others like it? If you give it the nod silently and keep it moving, then you are complicit. You go along with it. If you say nothing but are pulled into the numbers and yet say nothing against it, then you are implicit. And if you had any hand in the actions or planning thereof, then you are explicit. Now, that extends further. Because if you look at that from an organizational standpoint, a political standpoint, a human standpoint, if you go on and say nothing about it, do not address it, then you are still implicit. Because it is implied that you have no issues with it. If you verbally agree, then you are complicit. And again, if you raised your hand, drawed back your foot, raised the baton, or put your knee on the neck, then you are explicit. Which one are you? I am implicitly, complicitly explicit in letting you know that I am thoroughly against any of the madness. It is all about reform. Not talking about it, not discussing it, not analyzing it, not kumbaya and holding hands. But time for action, and I don't mean going out tearing down buildings and burning up your own neighborhoods or even burning up downtown or anywhere else, but action in terms of acting on your rights, acting in terms of your social, cultural, and economical responsibility. Support those that support you. Put those in power that would represent you. Then we can make some change instead of talking about it. Time for change is come and gone. And this is why we have the reactions that we have now. But the problem is, it's all about changing the narrative. This started out as a conversation about a murderer with a badge, and now it's about people burning up their own neighborhoods and destroying public and private property. Is that you? I don't want it to be me. I don't want it to be my brother. I don't want it to be my daughters. I don't want it to be my cousin. But I want it to be us affecting change. See, this stuff right here, oopsie poopsie, poopery, Lysol, different colors, different bottles, different labels, different scents, all designed for the same thing: covering up the smell. Maybe it's time to let the smell out. Maybe it's time for people to know what it really smells like. And maybe it's time for all of us to be about the business of freshening up. Are you implicit, complicit, explicit, Do you even believe in anything? Believe this. If things don't change, they will never be the same. Thoughts from the basement.